Sorry that my live got stuck in the last stream. I don't know what happened. I'm honestly so over YouTube, you guys. YouTube has been driving me crazy. That's why you should follow me over on TikTok. I'm not gonna stop posting on YouTube. I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing, but ugh, I'll tell you, it's been driving me crazy lately. So, we're going to get back into this. And we were talking to QQ here, and I'm just gonna wait for you guys to pop back in the chat. But yeah, if you're clicking on this, welcome back to my live session. I'm doing live mini readings for $15. I'm so excited to be here with you guys, pulling cards. We did part 1, now this is part 2. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. I still have a couple spots left. So excited to be chatting with you guys. Huh? I don't have any spots left? Oh, shit. Well, maybe put 2 more in stock. What's up, you guys? Welcome back. I am reading for QQ. QQ is next. Just getting adjusted here. Waiting for everybody to pop back into the chat. I still got your cards here, QQ. Actually, while I was trying to get my stream back up and going, I actually had a second to like really tap into your energy and like really tap into your cards here. So, let me turn that down. All right, getting back into it. So, QQ, you're wondering about grad school. You're wondering about, should I stay in Japan where I am and do grad school here? Should I go back to Singapore where I'm from and do grad school there? Or maybe something else? So the first thing that I'm seeing is I pulled cards definitely about you being on the other side of this, and definitely about how grad school is something that's really being recommended that you do. I definitely am getting this vibe like you being given this impression for a reason. You've been given this idea for a reason. Like it is something you are gonna do. Then again, there's another side of you that really wants to travel, that really wants to have a new experience, that really wants to go somewhere new, that really wants to try something else. And I'm kind of getting this message that while you might not have the financial opportunity like you were talking about in your question to go to Australia or somewhere like that, I still think that you should listen to the side of yourself that's wanting to travel, that's wanting to explore, and find a way to give yourself that opportunity. I don't think you should wait until your grad school is over to have this experience or to go out and see the world. So I'm getting this message about like just trusting yourself and listening to your heart and knowing that travel is important, and maybe making a plan, maybe going somewhere for 2 weeks or for a month or for a summer or for some type of experience, or maybe and if budget is an issue, maybe doing like a work away or something like that. Have you ever heard of that? You can like travel somewhere and you can like work on a farm and like have free board and you can meet other people and maybe something like that. So I see some type of opportunity for you that is travel related, and your guides are definitely telling you to look into that. And then I also see something about love. It could be that this thing in Australia didn't work out because there's a new love opportunity coming to you, and you're meant to be in like a specific place at a specific time in order to like meet this person or connect with them. So you never know. There is definitely something that's coming into your love life. Now back over here with Japan, you feel very creative in Japan. There's a really beautiful energy there for you. I'm definitely seeing something about the nature that's there and the people that are there that would be really good for you. And I see you having a wonderful opportunity to maybe just stay where you are and go to school. You're definitely going to get some opportunities to go to grad school in Japan. Now, Singapore would be the best place for you to go to grad school financially. And then we're also getting the artist. So I don't know if you're thinking about doing something kind of artistic for your grad school, but it might be that the program in Singapore is like more artistic, kind of more up your alley. So to be completely honest, I would say that the energy between staying in Japan or going to Singapore looks pretty equal or pretty even. It's really hard for me as a tarot reader to choose between the energy of this, but I will say that I'm seeing the victory card over here for Singapore. So let's pull some clarifiers. So, my advice is that if you want to change, go back to Singapore. Maybe just go to a different area, you know. I know you grew up there, it's very familiar to you, but it would be a change. You've been in Japan for so long. If you're like, I just need change to go back. However, you do have a lot going for you in Japan. You have a lot of recognition, you have a lot of good energy there, you have a lot going for you. And you might feel a little inexperienced with like, how do I go about applying for this thing or to get my foot in the door here? But your guides are like, if you work hard, you're going to get an opportunity. So I think you're going to end up having opportunities in Singapore and Japan, and you're going to have to choose. And I would say the energy leans slightly more in the favor of Singapore, but it's so close. And I just kind of feel like it's an energy of like, just get this done. Just get the grad school done. You have a side of you that really wants to go somewhere new, that wants to explore the world, that wants to travel, and you were hoping that maybe you could manifest that opportunity with grad school. But I think because of what you mentioned, that you should make it a priority to maybe just travel before you go to grad school as soon as you can. And there's so many options. You know, I'm a traveler, so there's options, you know, no matter what your budget is, and do that. Get that out there. That's just as important as you going to grad school would be to get some traveling, more traveling under your belt, go somewhere, and maybe you'll kind of, you know, you got the travel bug, you know, so you'll get the travel bug out of you, and maybe it'll be more clear if you want to go to Singapore or in Japan. And sometimes even just leaving the country for a little bit, going somewhere else, does help you get a fresh perspective. Maybe you'll realize, you know what, I'm done with Japan and I just want to go back to my roots. Or who knows, maybe you'll realize, wow, like I really do love it. There's a lot going for me there and I can move forward. So I wish I could be more help. Sometimes I pull cards and I see like, yes, go here. This is your path, you know? And I think that might be why last time we pulled so much great energy around Australia. And it's not like you couldn't manifest that opportunity. Like you said, maybe you could save up for a year or something and then go. But I still think like if you want to go to Australia, just go. Go for a little vacation, do a little work away, do an internship, or find an opportunity there and just go. That's the message I'm getting. Maybe in maybe not even Australia. Go where you want to go, and then from there you can buckle down and get the work done with grad school. So your guides are telling you to surrender. It might just not be clear right now. You have a choice to make between Singapore and Japan, and both opportunities are going to be great. Financially, Singapore might be a little bit better, and if you want to change, it could be better, but you're going to do just as well in Japan. And your guides are telling you to flow in the direction of your dreams. And I think it's really funny that these cards flew out and they fell on top of like the travel pile. So once again, confirmation and messages about you, you know, going over to travel somewhere, maybe unrelated to grad school, and to make that a priority. You deserve that. You know, you really deserve that. And I like how we're getting this light energy too. I see like this beautiful, beautiful energy around you and support for whatever it is you want to do, and like synchronicities happening to help you travel and kind of get out a little bit. And this is the air. I do see you flying somewhere, like to book a ticket. They're saying book the ticket. And they are saying something about how Singapore could be very healing for you to go back to your roots and even love opportunities there. So I think that's very, very interesting. That's a little bit of food for thought. I hope that that helps you. Thank you so much for asking a question and for your support, and also for your patience and waiting. I know I had just started pulling cards for you, and then my live thing acted up. So you're probably waiting on the edge of your seat. I'm glad we were able to get you this reading. So thank you so much, dear. And we're gonna move on to the next person. Okay. All right, I need more light. All right, so we're moving on to Ganesha next. Ooh. Oh. Hmm. So Ganesha, I'm so excited for you. You decided to quit your job and go all in on your dream, which is having like a movie review channel on YouTube. You just really have this vision for yourself, and you're so excited to get on this path. And before then, you were like, you had a big financial obligation which was preventing you from doing this, but now that that's not really holding you back anymore, you're able to get on this path. So you're just wondering, like, will you have the kind of life that you want with this, where there'll be financial reward and blessing? What is this path going to look like for you? So yeah, let's pull some cards and see, what do you need to know. For Ganesha. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing for you. First of all, I think it's so funny that we got the Chariot, because this is totally your energy right now. You're just like, I'm out of here. You're rushing towards your dreams. You just did the thing. You quit the job. You're moving forward. You're starting your new path. You're following your heart. The butterfly here symbolizes like new ideas, new beginnings, growth, and you're just like, rushing into this. You're like, let's do this. And so, yeah, there are a lot of changes that are going to manifest around you, because as soon as you make up your mind and as soon as you set your intention, things will move fast. And so I do get that. I see like the excitement that's around you. I see that you're ready for changes. And I do see that you have support and that you have favor of the spirit. Two of Pentacles is also this message about building the abundance, building the finances, starting the path. And also the snake here is a symbol of like facing your fears. So yeah, there's a lot of fears you're going to have to face when you decide to put yourself out there, building confidence, staying consistent, really doing the work. There's some fears you're going to have to face, things that are going to come up in your everyday life that will want to hold you back from this. Because the thing about having like a full-time job or like a regular job or whatever is that like you have to be there at a certain time, or else you're going to get that phone call, or maybe you get written up or something like. But there's no one holding you accountable with this dream. You can wake up one day and feel kind of down, or kind of like bored or like just not in the mood, and before you know it, weeks and weeks and days go by where no content's been made, nothing's been produced. So the hardest thing about this is going to be for you to put yourself on a schedule, to study, to educate yourself, to have a strategy, and to be consistent, you know? So that's where I see is there's a part of you that like you want to do this and you might dip your toe in, and you know you're gonna get started, but there's a part of you that's gonna be a little nervous, like should I, like, you know, you might, like I said, I do see visions of like it taking some time to get on this path, it taking some time to get consistent and to like start building this. So this is almost like a message about having expectations that are realistic, and you know, knowing that there's going to be a learning curve to this, and that there's a part of you that also might want some time to kind of rest and heal a little bit before you jump on this path, and to make sure that you like give yourself that time, but also don't let that time go on too long, or else you're just sitting there unemployed. Now, I'm seeing something about support. I don't know if you're living with your parents or your parents are like kind of supporting you financially, or something, to where you will have time to build this business organically. If that's the case, I'm seeing something about that being good for you, because even though you kind of have to like let go of this job and this income, like you'll still have a little bit of support, and like you're not going to be like homeless or anything, but that it might be hard not having that extra money, those extra finances for a while. Something I'm seeing here with the emperor is all about like logic and reason and patience, and you know it can take time to build a YouTube channel to the point to where it's monetized and it's making you money. It's not usually something that will happen in 1 year. It's not something that will even usually happen in 2 years. So I'm just going to be real with you about that's very, very rare. So if your expectation is that like in 2 months or 3 months you're going to be making money, or that in 6 months or 1 year you're going to be making money, you might need to go get a job or a part-time job to support you. So I've coached a lot of people on starting jobs and starting businesses, on starting YouTube channels, TikToks, Instagrams, or even just physical businesses. And you know, this is something I usually remind people, is that when you plant the seed of an orange tree, it takes on average 7 years for that tree to blossom and bloom and grow and bear fruit. And that's just organic. That's just how nature and time works. But a lot of times in our society, we see what looks like people having overnight success. It looks like people are just blowing up. And the only place that could probably actually happen, if you want to blow up overnight or in a short span of time, would be TikTok. TikTok, I would not advise you to start a YouTube channel if you really want to blow up and make money without starting a TikTok. Because on TikTok, the way that the algorithm works, you're going to be more likely, and if you're very consistent and you make really, you know, valuable content, you're more likely to grow fast, and faster, and build bigger. And then from there, you might be able to direct traffic to your YouTube. So I would just recommend, as a strategy, to start a TikTok and a YouTube. And I see the YouTube dream for you. I see victory here. This is the Three of Wands. It's a really, really positive message about you having victory and you being able to be like a content creator and making money from that. And I even get the King of Pentacles and like this message here about like a miracle happening, and like to just be grateful. But you're gonna have to surrender like the timeline and the like, how is this gonna happen and when is this gonna happen, because that's going to be 100% up to you, and also things are going to take time to grow. So that's the hard thing. That's why we got the Princess of Wands reversed, because you're just hoping I can quit my job and blow up on YouTube and make lots of money and everything will be great. And that's true. And but it's not going to happen right away. And so you're definitely going to have to think realistically about your dream and think like, you know, if you have the support and the means and you don't mind just kind of chilling with your parents and not having much money, you know, and just taking time with this and building it organically, and you're fine if it takes a few years and you're like, you know, I've got this, then do it. Buckle down, and that's a wonderful opportunity. I've told people many times, yeah, move in with your parents, or take that opportunity. And one of my favorite quotes from one of my favorite motivational speakers, Gary Vee, he says, sometimes you have to eat shit now. in order to eat caviar later. So this could be one of those eat shit now moments in your life where you're quitting the job and you're just kind of like taking the food and the roof over your head from your parents and just working diligently and giving your business that time. And then in the long run, you're going to gain so much and you're going to have that freedom. But there's also a part of you that might, it could also be that you need to just take a couple months to heal and maybe like start the business and like get in the flow. And then maybe you'll have to go out and get a part-time job or another job to support you while you're in this transition, So anyways, I'm getting messages about this being really positive for you, being really successful, about people noticing you, and about this being your dream. And I always say it doesn't matter what you choose. It just matters that it doesn't matter what path you choose. As long as you choose it with your heart and you stay consistent with it and you just keep moving, the universe is going to bless it and it's going to grow. And I'm living proof of that, like with my YouTube channel. But yeah, make sure you have a plan and that you structure things. And I would suggest that you maybe take some social media courses. Maybe there's like tons of free ones online and on YouTube. But I love this King of Pentacles right here. Yes, there's definitely money for you. I love how you're just like, why not me? People out there are doing this and you can do it too. And that's what your guides are saying. You got this, move forward, take this opportunity and follow it with your whole heart. And yeah, there's beautiful energy coming in for you. So I hope that this resonates with you. Thank you so much for asking a question. And we're going to move on to the next person. All right, so who's next? Sarah.
How can you contribute to my relationship in a positive way? I believe I'm a good man, but I attract bad treatment. I believe I am with a good man, but I attract bad treatment from men sometimes. Our minds are very different. I don't fully respect my men sometimes I don't.
Wait, so what's the question?
How can I contribute to my relationship?
Oh, okay. Okay, so dear, you're wondering how can you contribute to your relationship in a positive way because you feel like you guys are just like very different. It's very much like an opposites attract kind of relationship, and I'm getting the vibe like sometimes you guys like have miscommunications and you feel like you just want to be more supportive and be better. Now, when I read that question, I kind of think like, why are you the one that has to like try so hard, like be better for this relationship? Because it very much could just be him. It could just be that like, he's agitated, he's irritable, he's the one struggling with communication, and that you're bending over backwards and walking on eggshells around him. And, it just could, maybe it's not working out. Maybe he's toxic. Maybe he's just kind of like a dick. I don't know. But it could also just be that it takes two to tango, and maybe there is something you can do because you can't change other people, you can only change yourself. So I admire this question you're asking because you're just like, is there anything I can do? But you do have to be aware sometimes you do it all and like the other person they just can't meet you there. So we're going to stay open to see what's the deal here, what's really going down. I'd like to pull some cards to see what's up. And he is toxic. Sarah. So, I mean, if you are telling me that he is toxic, then there's nothing you can do. It doesn't matter how sweet you are, how softly you walk on those eggshells. He's just gonna be toxic. But let's pull cards. Jumping ahead of myself. Okay. Honestly, it actually seems like I'm not getting messages that are telling you leave this relationship and he's like horrible and like you're in a horrible situation or anything. I'm actually seeing these cards seem to be rooting for your relationship. So, there's still a lot of chemistry here between you guys. There's still a lot of chemistry here. You are very sensitive. You're the Queen of Cups. Out of all the people, archetypes out there, you're the one that's very sensitive, but it makes you such an incredible artist. It makes you someone who's, very poetic, very romantic. But I can imagine that if you don't feel like you're in a good place or that you're like right in your relationship, that will like be the most devastating thing to you ever, because the Queen of Cups, like romance, love, relationships, that is like the most important thing for you. And so if you're not feeling at peace, it's just like the worst. I see that. Now, as far as what you can do, this is interesting to me that we see that you're such a romantic, creative artist, ethereal, sea, ocean goddess woman, but you're not making art. You're feeling disconnected from yourself. So it could just be that you need an outlet for your emotions. You need creativity. So, it could be that some of these emotions and anxieties that you're feeling around the relationship, some of them could be processed through painting or through writing a song, writing an angsty song, or, through dancing or sculpture or whatever, like you have this amazing creative outlet. It's bringing so much love and joy and energy into your life, maybe bringing opportunities to you, and you're able to process through it, heal through it, grow through it. And that way, with your partner, you can pick your battles. Because I think it's important if you're in a relationship where you guys are in a bit of a toxic dynamic, or you having issues with communication, or you guys are both very sensitive, like to be able to pick your battles and, for you to be able to have time to process things. I think for you, creating art is just processing things. And I'm very similar. Like I like to write music and poetry, and tarot is a way that I express myself artistically. I love to paint, and when I'm not making art, I get really irritable and kind of like in my head a lot, and it's just like that energy needs somewhere to flow. It's almost like crying. When you cry, how much of a release it is, and it's so healing and it helps you feel better. Art is literally like tears. It's like it flows through you, it heals, it purifies, it cleanses. And so that might be a way that you can kind of take responsibility for your side of this. But I feel like right now your partner is really struggling like with what they really want to do for their future. A lot of things have changed for them. I think the pandemic has a little bit to do with this and all the changes in the world. Many people are looking ahead at the future, and it just feels and looks different than what they thought it was going to be. So because of that, a lot of people are having to make adjustments. And I just feel like right now at this time on the planet, the divine masculine is going through so much, and they're being asked to really step up and take control. And some guys that are still stuck in like their man-child energy are really resisting that. And so I do feel like he has a choice to make if he wants to step up, if he wants to be more of your provider and your protector, if he wants to be your one. And I feel hope around this relationship, funny enough. I know when I first heard the question, I just thought something sounded off, because I was like, girl, like maybe he should be the one to do something here. But I respect that, this is a relationship and you guys both have to work on this. And it's not, he wants to work on it. He wants to make the effort. He wants to grow. And so some of this is about, communication. And it could just help for you to process things. And then when you need to talk, come back to him and, bring it up when you're both feeling comfortable and safe and at peace. And maybe light some candles, play some gentle music in the background, and make a nice dinner, and whatever issue that you guys are having, try to think about it more as like a brainstorming session, and like write notes, and remember that you guys are like on each other's side, you're on each other's team. And you could even tell him like, I know we've been in the habit of like fighting like this, and every time I bring stuff up like this, we tend to fight, you tend to get really defensive, and like I want us to just like have more of a discussion about this. Remember to state what you clearly want, need, and respect from him. Because sometimes if you're just telling him, I'm mad because of this and this, and you never do this and you never do that, I feel so la 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 la. Sometimes you just dump all that on somebody and they feel helpless. They want to get defensive. They want to tell you, I'm not doing that. That's not what I meant to do. Sometimes they start throwing back, well, you did this and you did that, because they're trying to deflect it. And that's why it's much better to bring it up as like, can we brainstorm this? Can we figure this out? Like, you know, like this is what I clearly, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what I expect. Because if you just make it clear and you talk to him like he's 5, you're going to probably get the point across a lot easier. Sometimes you just got to talk to people, especially men, like they're 5. And, it might just be that he's overwhelmed with your feelings and he doesn't know how to make you feel better, and it's making him feel shamed because, like, as a man, he's not able to help his woman feel at peace, and, like, it can make him feel less than. And I just get that. And it's not even a gender thing, but I don't know. I'm throwing that in there because I think that's a dynamic that kind of happens sometimes. I've witnessed. And I get this sense that it's about processing your emotions and processing your feelings, in a healthy way. Not, making him like your emotional dumping ground, having support outside of the relationship. It's a healthy balance between that and also being able to feel safe around him to express yourself, of course. But I think you might have to kind of take the lead with directing these conversations, with trying to approach them in a peaceful, harmonious way, with knowing that you guys are constantly triggering each other. And that might be something that you can talk about. Where are these triggers coming from? It's probably from his relationship with his mom or his ex. It's probably things that you say or that you do that are triggering him and like setting him spiraling, and vice versa. So you guys need to figure out what each other's triggers are and be gentle with each other and like work more on the, communication and keeping things simple and just one thing at a time. But I actually see good energy for you. This says this could be the one. It's very possible. And this is about you guys being on the other side of this and like peace coming into the relationship. And like, this is like, you guys do have a soul connection, and he does want to make you happy. He just doesn't know how. And so you got a lot to work on here, but the energy honestly looks great. There's potential. So yeah, I hope that helps you. My dear. All right. Thank you so much. So we're going to move on.
It's Jasmine, but it's not Jasmine Pink.
Okay.
Two Jasmine.
Okay, so what's the last initial?
D.
This is for Jasmine D. I've got 2 Jasmines today.
Currently working on online business selling clothing.
Oh.
I just want to know if this is the right or best path for me as
Oh, that's so exciting. Okay, Jasmine D, you're currently working on an online business selling clothing, and you're wondering, is this the right path for you or not? Maybe just like some guidance. So yeah, let's see what they want you to know about this for Jasmine D. I mean, this is just so crazy. I mean, they literally answered your question point blank and said, yes, your guides, your angels, the universe is supporting you on this path, and to stay with it. Don't quit. You're not on the wrong path. You are on the right path. I don't know how clear it could get. How cool is that? But let's see. And look, they say you have a talent with this. Very talented. I sense that. Like, whoa. Can you grab those? And they're saying that you are capable. Because, it is very overwhelming. I used to work in the fashion industry as a stylist and creative director and makeup artist. And I used to work with people who were starting clothing brands. And I would watch people start them from scratch and build them up. And yeah, it's intimidating. So many things you got to learn. And so that's what your guides are telling you right now, is to prepare. Obviously, you don't want to get too ahead of yourself, but it might be nice to find a clothing brand or someone who is like 1 step ahead of you or 2 steps ahead of you. This is like one of my biggest tips for starting a business. Find somebody who's 1 or 2 steps ahead of you. That's kind of where you want to be, and kind of watch what they're doing. And obviously you don't want to like copy them, but like, what kind of content are they making? How are they advertising? What worked for them to like get to that point? Because sometimes we do find inspiration of people who are like our end game. We're like, oh my God, I would love my brand to be like Cult Gaia or I don't know, Hey Polly or something. You're looking at these clothing and that's where I want to be. But to go from where you are now all the way to that. She's like, I don't know. How do I fill in the blanks? Like, what's the next step? Find somebody who's like, you know, your goal 3 months from now or 6 months from now. And, you know, that's going to be smart. When I first started my tarot business, I found this girl who had like 10,000 followers, and that was my first goal. And I was watching her flow. I was seeing how consistent she was being, kind of how she was running her channel. And that inspired me so much. Like, I was able to basically kind of emulate that, but do my own thing, my own content, obviously. And that worked for me. So you also, you know, you can reinvent the wheel. You can do things your own way, be unique, come up with new ideas. But, you know, what's working? And your guides are telling you, you know, to prepare for that. And they're saying very soon you're going to get that feeling like this is where I belong. Because right now, you know, you're coming for a reading asking, is this the right path? Like, obviously, maybe feeling a little bit unsure, which is so normal when you take a risk, a leap of faith, and you start something like this. But very soon, you're going to get signs like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And these signs could be in the form of perhaps like a good response, like getting a lot of followers or getting a lot of customers, maybe an article being written about the, you know, your company, things like that. And so I see, you know, very soon you're going to get some type of confirmation. Let's see. Yeah, spark. So many signs about you having a talent or this being like divinely inspired. When I see this spark card, I think about like a spark of inspiration. This is very fulfilling for you. You will be fulfilled, like it's gonna be successful. We're basically getting confirmation here. And they're also saying that this is just the beginning, like that you in the future are going to have travel opportunities related to this job, that maybe you're hoping that your clothing brand can bring in enough, or your clothing job can bring in enough to where you're able to travel and like live a free lifestyle. There could be people out there that you're following and watching, and like you're like, damn, they have their, I don't know, maybe you're like really, let's talk about Jerf Avenue or Matilda Jerf. Maybe you're looking at her and you're like, that's my goal. But yeah, maybe you're gonna have that kind of lifestyle, you know. They're saying right now, the last piece of advice is to collaborate, to you know, budget so that you can hire, or budget basically so that you can hire hiring influencers, people to wear your clothing. Maybe you're finding people to model for you. They're saying right now it's all about collaboration, because you're going to need photographers and locations to shoot and you know, people to model, and you're going to have to market these items. So they're talking about like collaboration being key, and that even if your budget isn't big right now, you might be able to find people who are willing to help because they want photos or they want exposure or this or that. But remember, exposure doesn't pay the bills, so people need to be paid too. But you might just find people to work with you, like for what you're able to do right now. And I see the right people coming to you to get this out there. And maybe you even find like a muse or someone to be like the face of like your company for a while and be like a regular model for you. And like they really get you out there. I see something like that happening, working with the right people, the clothes ending up on the right people. And Angel of Miracles is coming out for you too. This is the perfect time to get this job and this business off the ground. And I feel like you started this business on the other side of like something, like a big loss that happened. Could have been a breakup or a death or something, and you went through a lot. But during that time, you got this intuition. Okay, it's time to start this dream I've had forever. And so, you know, this process is going to be incredibly healing for you. In a way, it's like it's healing, and it's like your path forward. And I mean, I can't get any more clarification that this is right for you. I mean, it's so beautiful. Yeah, look, healing. This is healing for you to do this, to give yourself this chance, this opportunity. Now we're getting messages about forgiveness and vulnerability. This is a whole other reading. But yeah, healing's coming and things are taken off for you. And I really hope that this resonates. So thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you next time. All right, so we're going to move forward. Okay, so Ray is next.
Let's choose the next one.
Okay, so Ray, you would like to know his true feelings for you. You want to know the truth? You sure? I'm just kidding. Let's see what's up. So for Ray, how does he feel about you? Okay, so Ray, I have a feeling that you like already know this person's into you. Maybe you guys have been like hooking up or like things are very flirty, or you've had a history or something. There's definitely a lot of playfulness and flirting, fun, sweet, cute energy in this relationship. But it's, it's possible that you don't know where you stand with them. Obviously you're asking. And the thing is, I see that you guys are still very much getting to know each other. I get the feeling that that this person you're into really does they like you a lot. They care about you. They're like very attracted to you. But it's almost like it's too soon for them to tell or to know what they want. They're really just taking it day by day. And that's not to say that they don't like seriously like you or they don't see themselves with you, but it's almost like it just all happens so fast for them. That's the energy I'm getting. But I feel like they're really enjoying getting to know you, and like very soon, I think honestly what will happen very soon is that they're going to open up to you and start telling you like things about themselves that are a little bit more vulnerable or are a little bit closer to their heart. And, they're starting to, and it's like they want to make the effort to get to know you more, to get to know you deeper, to open up to you. And I think that's why your guides are telling you, you can be optimistic about this. Like, stay optimistic. Like, this is definitely going somewhere. This person's starting to feel like safe around you. And I think that this card is a dual message. It's telling you that this person's starting to feel safe, that they want to open their heart, and like basically they're starting to fall in love with you. And I think this is also a message telling you you don't have to worry. It's safe for you to love this person. I feel peace here. I feel stability. I feel balance because I don't know. A lot of times when I pull love cards, sometimes I'll pick up on like different energies that just feel like kind of anxious or something's off, or but when I tap into this energy of you guys together, I don't know, I just feel like it makes sense. I just feel like it's easy. It feels peaceful. It feels harmonious. Like it's just so natural. Like you guys just dissolve into each other. This is a message that they are very thirsty for you. They worry that they're going to screw up this relationship, or that they're going to overshare, or that they're going to fuck it up, or that they're going to do something to push you away. I feel like they've been playing it really cool. They're trying not to overwhelm you. Which is funny because I feel like that's why you're having a hard time reading what their intentions are or how they really feel, despite the fact that you guys might have been intimate or there's a lot of flirting here. So They're having so much fun here. They feel the romance with you. Um, and I have to say, I just have to throw it in there that I feel like I'm also getting waves of some type of message about you guys having a past or a history. Not sure about that. Um, oh, we separated a while ago, but I couldn't stop thinking of him. That's so funny. Oh my God, I literally was just picking up on that. Yeah, like you guys have a past or a history here because like I just got to this card and it says, I know I hurt you. I have no explanation. I tend to self-sabotage when I'm in a relationship. It's a pattern I'm just barely becoming aware of. If you wait around for me, I can't promise I'll be as ready as you are. But this is reversed. So all of these cards are basically lining up to say that this person wants to get back with you. They miss you. They feel like, you know, they want to get to know you and like, you know, kind of what's happened since you guys broke up. And a lot of these cards are kind of encouraging you. None of them are telling you run or don't get back with him or whatever. They miss you. At first, I was kind of reading this in the context of maybe this was a new relationship, but you know, as soon as I got here and kind of look back, I mean, you can still kind of take everything I just said, but I will kind of reiterate that they want a fresh start. They want a new chance. Look at this. I'm ready to make this official. I'm done thinking. I'm ready to do something about it. Whenever I'm around you, I feel set free. I'm usually so cautious and calm, which has me panicking a little bit. I'm so into you. So I feel like they just don't know how to approach you. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say, but they want to come back. And this card too also made me think, oh, maybe this is someone you've been with, because this says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So I think that's what's going to happen. They might approach you and say something kind of flirty and something kind of playful and just to kind of test the waters, or they might even just kind of slide in your DMs or something or send you a text. And obviously you guys got a lot of shit to talk about. But I would suggest, you know, to just kind of keep it lighthearted, keep it simple. When you guys get together in person, you can kind of test the vibes out. And if you decide to start dating and moving forward, at that point, maybe then you guys can like start unpacking the baggage and the stuff and the breakup and what happened. But I don't know. I feel like this is going to move forward naturally. The moon, it's almost like you've been manifesting this. If you really want him to come back, then just send that out to the universe and just be like, just decide in your heart. And so it is, you know, because he's ready. And this is the Hermit. Don't reach out to him. Let him come to you. Be receptive. Get into your divine feminine energy, which is really just like doing what you love, being creative, being receptive, not chasing after a man kind of thing. Funny that we got the artist for you too with this card. Yeah, keep expressing yourself. This is very much a to be continued. They miss you too. They miss you too. I hope that this resonated with you. Thank you so much for your support, and we're going to move forward. All right, so we're moving on. Lulu. What's up, Lulu? Yeah, I don't see your name. Oh, okay. I know who this is. What's up, Lulu?
So I want to know that
Oh, that's cute. I really love this question, Lulu. So basically, you have a 3-year-old daughter, and she's amazing, but she's like really intense. And you're currently pregnant, and you're just wondering how the dynamic is going to be between your daughter and this new child. And so I can definitely pull cards like this for you. I've done readings for people on their children before. I worked with children for years. I love them. And it's very nerve wracking when you have a second child. I worked really closely with babies and infants and toddlers and mothers for years at this job I used to have. And so it's just funny because I would watch, this little kid be born and like be the center of their parents' world, and it can always be hard, when the second kid is born and then they're no longer, number one. Of course, there's plenty of love to go around, and many children love having a baby, and they sometimes you can get them little baby dolls and like teach them how to be gentle with it and kind of start priming them and prepping them for this baby that's coming. And I'm sure you're probably doing that and reading all the books and probably just trying to figure this out. But yeah, things are definitely going to change when you have this new child, and especially on top of that, this your little 3-year-old being a little whippersnapper, being super, intense and stuff. I can imagine. But I love how you're getting the Justice card. That like what's so funny? The meaning of the Justice card in the tarot is that everything is always balanced perfectly in all aspects of time. You can see this evidence on our planet, all the destruction that, humans are causing to the planet, and then Mother Nature fights back with extreme weather and floods and all these things, It's obvious that we're doing something to disrupt the balance, the natural law and order, and because of that, nature has to shift and make adjustments back. So, with you and your children, there will be a natural adjustment. Like she will have to change a little bit to kind of flow around this this newness, like having a sibling, but it will be good changes. It's so interesting how birth order and who we grow up with and the different personalities and different energies around us kind of become part of us and become aspects of us and change us and shape us and mold us, nurtures us. And so this is perfect. Like this child has chosen you for a reason, and you have to think about the fact that your 3-year-old and this baby have a soul contract. And maybe, just maybe, they knew each other in a past life. But there's a message about your guides just telling you it's going to be okay. But we're going to see what it's going to look like, okay? Well, the first message I got was Mommy's Little Helper. I actually feel like your 3-year-old is really going to love being included in helping things. Even things like, not like changing a diaper or anything, but like, helping to give the child the bottle, or, tucking them in, or, helping to, maybe you guys are, playing together, singing songs. Like your little 3-year-old's actually gonna want to help in a way, doesn't want to be left out. Obviously, I'm not telling you to put your 3-year-old to work and parentify your child, but you know what I mean. Like in cute little, sweet little ways. Like when you have your child help you to bake cookies and they get to stir or crack the egg or something, like kind of like that, but with the baby. I feel like it's gonna be so fun, and they're gonna learn so much growing up as an older sibling to this kid. So I see something about like the 3-year-old just wants to feel included and doesn't want to feel left out. And that might even be while you're doing just simple everyday tasks of caring for the child, and so, that will be hard to kind of realize that maybe your little one is going to want to be involved in some way. But yeah, I get this sense like maybe to prep your child, maybe with the baby doll, and, to kind of let them see how fun it's going to be and that they can play. And I think that, I see lots of giggling and lots of playfulness, and I see them getting in lots of trouble together and them just being best friends. And really, like, once you have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old or a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, like, they're going to be able to play together a lot more. And then imagine when they're like 7 and 9, that those two ages are very, very close. Like, as the older that they get, the closer they're going to be, the more they're going to relate to each other, the better they're going to get along. But these first couple years, yeah, I can see it being kind of like kind of strange, because you got this toddler running around getting into everything, then you got the baby. But you'd be surprised how sweet and kind and caring and understanding toddlers can be with babies. Like, they just know. It's amazing. And so this is the Nine of Cups. Funny enough, this is a fertility card, but this is also a card of abundance. And I just feel like it's a blessing. This baby is a blessing to you, and you don't have to worry at all. But you're going to have to start setting more boundaries with your 3-year-old. And you might need to start doing that now. There might be certain things your 3-year-old gets to do and kind of gets to have the run of the house because it's just them now. But once you have a little baby, it might be that there's certain things and ways your child's acting or what they're doing that isn't going to be appropriate anymore, or isn't going to, like, it could be, I don't want to say dangerous, because I know you're a good mom and you watch your child and everything, but it could be kind of like they can't do that anymore. And it might just feel really hard for them that this all happens once the baby gets here. So you might need to start kind of thinking of your plan. And obviously there's some things you're just not going to know until the time comes. But I get this message about, yeah, preparation. What are they going to be like together? Let's do the younger child versus the older child. Well, they're not really telling me. I do get the feeling that the youngest one is going to be more of the cautious child, and definitely a little bit more sensitive and introverted and artistic and very psychic. This baby you're about to have is going to be like very intuitive. Intuitive baby. Baby genius. Just kidding. But your older one is the rebel and is the very active and spontaneous and, very fire energy, very like wants to be on stage and wants to express and, very much like dancing and body movement and performance. And the little one is more writing, more education, more maybe science, more very, very creative, but I see writing. I see them having a gift with writing. Both children are going to have a wonderful gift with communication, and they're going to be like out in the world and performing and in some way. But the little one is going to be more with the books or the blogs or the writing and the journalism, and the older one is on the stage and the speaking and singing or dancing or, acting, that kind of stuff. So funny enough, I'm just tap deep into this, but you guys are just saying the best thing you can do is just be honest. Communicate with your little 3-year-old. They're so little, but they do understand, to listen to them, to have the willingness to tell your little one the truth. You can even have a conversation with them and tell them about, baby's gonna be born and mama's gonna need your help, and I'm gonna maybe tell them you're gonna be busy with the baby, but you want to still play, and you kind of just being real with your kid. It's gonna be so much fun. Like, you're gonna have a sibling to play with. And then they're saying education, read blogs, read books, videos on like having another child and how to like kind of what to do when you already got a little toddler, and them getting used to that and everything. But it's going to be very natural. It's all going to come together well. So I hope that helps. I see some beautiful energy for your little ones. Thank you so much. Oh, Chelsea, you're saying that sounds like your kids. Huh, interesting. I love pulling cards on, like, kids. I pull cards on my future children. Oh, gosh. So, we're going to move on to the next person. Alicia. Wait, what's the last name? Okay. Alicia.
I'd like to open up to any messages that I want to hear.
Relationship? Okay, so Alicia, you'd like to just hear any messages that you need to know about your relationship. So, yeah. Let's do this. Alicia's relationship. What does Alicia need to know about her relationship? What does Alicia need to know about her relationship? The message that I'm getting is that you guys might kind of be a little bit, I say this lightly, kind of stuck in a rut. And it happens. We go through phases and we go through cycles and we go through seasons in relationships. First thing I'm seeing is that you do have a very much opposites attract kind of relationship. I bet that if you looked it up in the zodiac, it would say like, oh, you guys are not a match, or it's like not the most compatible match. But funny enough, sometimes I think that can make a relationship really exciting and really interesting, and you learn so much, and in that way, like one of the best kinds of relationships. So yeah, opposites attract. You guys, you're weak where they're strong, they're weak where you're strong, but it might be that you guys literally speak a different language. And my partner and I are very much like that. We speak a different language. Like we don't understand each other, so we have to we have to work really, really hard to to communicate. Huh? What? Sorry. So, excuse me. So, that's what I'm kind of seeing is that that's the hard thing here. Communication is hard. And I also kind of feel like you haven't like talked about us in a while. In the beginning of a relationship, I feel like you have DTRs, you talk about us all the time, but as time goes by, you kind of just get comfortable, you get complacent, and like, sometimes you just don't know really where you stand with someone, or maybe you can just feel incredibly lonely in the relationship because you just don't feel like they're showing you that you care. And I bet you anything that your partner's showing you that they care all the time. It's just you probably speak different love languages. So I don't want to go off and have like a long love language conversation, but I will say that if your love language is, for example, words of affirmation, but your partner's love language is acts of service. Your partner could be going around the house, fixing things up, making the bed for you, doing the laundry, picking up things at the grocery store. But it's been forever since they told you that, like, damn, you look hot in that dress, or you're gorgeous, or like, I can't imagine myself being with anyone else. Like, so you're sitting there and you're feeling like they're falling out of love with me. I feel lonely. I feel lost. And meanwhile, every day they're waking up and they're telling you, I love you, and I love you all day long. It's just you don't understand that language. So it might be helpful to maybe have the love language talk with your partner. At a certain point in my relationship, I just had to tell my partner, like, you need to give me compliments. And it's not even like a self-esteem thing. Well, maybe kind of, but like, I just need to hear it. Like, I need to know, like, I like, and then I realized I had to like talk their language more because I literally wasn't. So definitely love language thing going on. I also feel like right now the sex is kind of like dwindling, or you haven't been like, expressing your intimacy with each other as much, or you're getting kind of bored or stuck in a rut, or you just like kind of haven't done it in a while. That happens. You go through dry spells sometimes. But the reason is because you're just not feeling the love from your partner. It could be a love language thing. It could be because like you guys got stuck in a rut or something, but you're just feeling like not safe, not protected, and that's very important for anybody, but especially for a woman to feel safe, to be intimate. And, there's certain things our partner needs to do and provide for us in order for us to just feel comfortable and in that mood. You know what I mean? So I get this message that you guys should focus on dating. You need to date each other. You need to go new places and do new things and just spice things up a little bit. And something I love to do is like on Pinterest, sometimes I find these lists of questions that you can ask your partner. And it's just like a big list of just like random questions about all sorts of topics. You can just like have that pulled up on your phone, go on a date and go back and forth and take turns like picking a question and asking each other. It's really funny to like and interesting to pick each other's brains and just hear different responses, even if you guys have been dating for a long time. I feel like, maybe just telling your partner, like, let's go date again. Let's go out again. Let's make a jar and put a bunch of random ideas in it and we pull one every week. And, maybe you guys will have to budget for it and stuff, make it a priority. But I'm just seeing, make it a priority to communicate. Make it a priority to speak each other's love languages. Make it a priority to have a conversation if you're feeling like, I feel like we're stuck in a rut. I really love you and I want to be with you, but like, what? let's break out of this. I miss having this type of connection. I miss, the kind of sex we used to have or like how it used to be. And like, I love that we're moving forward and moving closer and we're so comfortable now, but how can I want this back or something. So I just feel like your guys are saying don't give up on your connection, romance each other, and you might have to initiate this. That's okay. You can't just sit around and expect your partner to read your mind. Sometimes you just need to tell them point blank exactly what you want. And there's been times in my relationships I've felt really, really scared to just say what I wanted, but every time I did, it was such a huge relief. It felt awkward just talking to, my partner, whoever, like I was like a third grader and just telling them, I want us to have good sex again. I want to go out on dates. I want you to buy me presents and I want you to tell me compliments. But sometimes if you just like figure out what you want and you lay it down, then your partner's like, okay, like let's do that. And here's what I want. I want this, this, and this. And then you guys can figure it out and move forward. There's going to be a learning curve. Establishing new habits is hard. You might have to remind your partner couple times, but you guys will get into a new flow and things will be moving forward again. So the whole point is relationships take work and effort, and you can't just expect it to like work out on its own. You got to be real and just give your partner the bullet points sometimes. And I feel like this is about maturity. This relationship wants to be deeper. I can feel it wants to grow and it wants to expand. You just might not know how. And the how is to just speak your truth. The how is to just be honest. And your guys are telling you to just have inner peace and know that like this relationship is really beautiful and you guys have a beautiful connection. But yeah, it's time to set some boundaries. And boundaries isn't just about saying no. Sometimes boundaries is actually telling somebody what you want, like what you expect. It's not about saying, I don't want this, I don't want that. Maybe that's what you've been doing is you keep telling your partner, I don't want this, I don't want that, I'm not happy with this, I don't like it when you do that. Maybe you should instead say, I want this and this and this and this. I really appreciate it when you do this. In the past, you've done this and things were like that, and I really wish we could have more of that or we could bring that back. Go at it from that viewpoint. And then I see like this is just part of you having self-respect, taking the bull by the horns and getting what you want from this connection. And your partner's more than willing to meet you on that level. And like, I just feel like you're at a point in the relationship where it's time to work on communication. None of this is a bad thing. Beautiful energies around the relationship, things moving forward, prosperity. But yeah, I gotta move on. I got really sucked into this one. I'm rooting for you guys. I hope that resonates. That's what I'm picking up. So, okay, you guys, I'm going to take my next break. And then when we come back, how many do we... Okay. All right, you guys, we're going to do the last people when I come back, okay? I'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Make sure you click on to part 3.